What's up? This is going to be not on the charts. Usually I do it on the charts, but I already took, I already did all of it on my playbook data, DRC stuff. Okay, so this is a video covering my Nasdaq longs on Friday, July 12th. This was different than my normal trading style, and this was on the very small time frames, which I've been noticing have been working really well. Exactly the same as the larger time frame because it's just all fractal. But yeah, so this was a playbook setup for me. A playbook setup. The playbook setup is this inverse fair value gap, order block, uh, relative equal lows, manufactured dip into that. That's my entry idea. Obviously, I have a higher time frame idea for going long. Let's see if we can see all these. So those are the executions. So coming into the day, we had the news manipulation. I was looking for either manipulation to the upside to get short, or the manipulation lower to get long. I developed this idea while I was talking to my buddy, trading buddy, and I didn't do a live stream or anything or create a game plan. But while I was talking to him, I did develop a game trading plan. So didn't come into the day super prepared, but I did, I was creating a plan verbally. So didn't write it all down, so it's okay. Anyways, yeah, we had that manipulation. There was relative equal lows here. Let's go all the way to the left. Okay. So here's the higher time frame chart. So here's those relative equal lows. We based and then swept those. We obviously had a huge sell-off yesterday. And yeah, the order flow here was pretty bullish. Excuse me. Whoops. And here were the other indices. I was looking for a sweep of the relative equal highs. You can't really see it here on the Dow Jones. So that was confluence, and exact same setup was happening on the ES. And I was looking for a draw at least into this new week opening gap as like a draw if we were going to go higher. So, oops, did it again. Oops. So yeah, here's that manipulation. We manipulated Asia, London on PMI news. Here's where that trade happened. Obviously, we swept these highs, came down into this order block, into the midnight level, and the New York, or man, I can't talk, the news levels, and that's where we saw the entry as you zoom in. And then yeah, here we go. So we had, this is the 15-second chart, but on the 5-second there was an order block here, and this was a full candle order block. So got in a little late, I think here, and I should have taken partials, and so this was a good trade and mixed with a bad trade, because the first trade was bad. I didn't take partials, and they ended up just getting stopped out for a break even or a scratch, and fumbled the executions here, getting in and taking a scratch again. And then I got in here finally because I was like, oh crap, look at all these equal lows again. And we have an order block. That was the order block that took us into the original entry. So finally got in there with a bad fill. And then luckily, yeah, I actually scaled out correctly and took that for, we go over here. Not quite a big move, but as we took out this high for how tight of risk, this was a really good move. I should have probably held a runner here and scaled out less and left a little bit more runner and took one off there maybe. Sorry, I should have left full, like most of my position to get off here but I got out early because it was just so fast, and I'm not very comfortable yet trading the smaller time frame, which now I'm starting to feel that because obviously I'm doing it now. So that's good. I'm developing that. And then, yeah, should have, normally I would have held like for a full profit here for like my first big 80% profit take, and then a small runner here, and then, yeah, a runner for the rest of the day. But again, newer trade, so I got out a lot earlier than I normally would, and that would have made a much bigger trade. So this was an A plus setup, but my trade was, I would say, a B. But now that we're talking, I would actually move that down to a B minus now that I'm doing this review, which is why I'm doing it. So I'd label that a B minus, just because there's so many errors here. Everything else was good, like the analysis was good, but I mean, if I was trading the setup all the time, I would have labeled this as a C because it was pretty bad. But because it is like I'm new to the lower time frame, I would actually label it as a B minus because I have to give myself that room to, be new. So anyways, well, not new because it is the same setups, but newer to that high pace that I'm not used to. So anyways, yeah, pretty good trade. Good trade. Was it a good trade? I did make money on it, but I actually gonna get rid of that. I don't think it's a good trade. There's too many mistakes, and even on the last final good entry it wasn't a good entry. So I would just label this as a win, but still a bad trade. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's the setup. Obviously, we did move higher, but my trade was on such a small time frame that I'm gonna target the respective time frames for targets. So anyways, that's it. I think there wasn't too much in the flow to really care about, so the net flows, so I'm not going to cover that in this review, but yeah, that's the trade. Yeah, on to the next.